Survey says it's time for some more Transformers.
I have absolutely no idea where we are right now.
I'm gonna be honest, so do I. It has been oh so long. Please don't tell me, baby, I was wrong.
Is this the Transformers part where we drive through the city destroying things?
Oh no, that was every other part,
Oh.
including this one. Well,
Oh,
actually, no. I mean, later we go to space, so.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Look, dude, like, you don't care that much. Like, I've gotten you to care about Sonic, but Mega Man and Transformers, no, you're more like weirdly interesting only because of how the things in the movies are structured.
Yeah, I do remember this a bit more now. Just a bit.
Yeah, so as you've noticed, Abraham Lincoln isn't here, and neither is our Lincoln. So, but we're just gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah. He has a real job.
I mean, technically I do too, but the rewards from that job are
You're still
variable.
more split part-time.
Yeah. I mean, late May, early June, I should be getting a good paycheck, but should look at that.
What's amusing is that I fully expect him to want to jump into this 4 parts from now, having no idea what's going on.
I mean, also I saw a Decepticon signal, but I'm not sure if this was the part where I realized I could shoot it. Oh yeah, I still have the hammer, like a boss. But that reminds me, these claws right now, they're actually, I don't know if they're references, but the claws remind me of the driller robot that Shockwave had in the second movie. It was very similar in terms of constant presence and use.
When you say second movie?
Well, there really is only one Transformers movie in this continuity, so the second Michael Bay movie.
Okay then. So Shockwave was in the Transformers Michael Bay movies.
Yeah, even though his character obviously was not the same.
Did we already? Because it's been so long. I'm not sure if we already mentioned that the next one may be a reboot.
Yeah, but now there's new stuff to talk about because the Machinima series has been disappointing. Even though it's yet another thing of missed potential. Because they bring back characters from different series like Overlord from Master Force. Nobody was expecting that. But the way they do their storytelling and the way how they do their plots just sucked. And it's a trilogy. So the first time it happened, we're like, okay, maybe they're getting used to it because it's Machinima doing it. Second time, okay, they clearly have not gotten used to it. And now they're bringing back people like Optimus Primal from Beast Wars. If they screw up that from Beast Wars, nobody will forgive them.
So is it Machinima doing an official series but done by Machinima?
It's an official series.
Right.
They just have Machinima doing it for some reason.
And that's the first time I've heard of them doing anything in years.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the animation, obviously, because it's Machinima, isn't that good in terms of fighting. As Transformers has a lot of fighting in it, so when the fighting is stilted, just like, okay, sure, whatever. But then the plot stop making sense because they add way too many elements that aren't explained at all, that interfere with each other. Is that Laserbeak up there?
Looks like the sky.
Nope, that was just a spy ops. But yeah, so it was. Now they're bringing back the Dinobots and Optimus Primal and just like, guys, this is your last chance. Your last chance to make things right. Because while Transformers Rescue Bots were basically pandering to a younger Transformers fan base, this was supposed to be for a long time. Oh, that's what we're doing. But before that, this was supposed to be paying homage to the older fan base, which is why they brought back legacy characters and legacy concepts and such. But they're just not doing it right. At least in my opinion. In my opinion, things are dangerously mediocre, and every time it seems things are going to get better, it just becomes more mediocre. But yeah, as for where we are in the plot, basically, we're trying to find any Decepticon to give us information on either the plasma. I think it was a plasma core, because it's been jettisoned off. So Megatron's sending somebody to get it, and we don't know where it is. So Optimus was like, "Find a Decepticon, any Decepticon." And luckily for us, it's Thundercracker, who really doesn't care about this as much as every other Decepticon.
So he's one of those neutral guys?
No, he's not neutral, or else he wouldn't be a Decepticon in the first place. He's more of a guy who just does his job. The thing is that in this continuity, he barely gets any actual episode focus, but in the small focus that he does, he's more interested in the science of what's going on and everything.
He's like Chorus.
Yeah, sort of. So
except Chorus doesn't get to walk free after leading a terrorist organization. I mean, he does get to walk free after leading a terrorist organization.
Well, in the comics, Thundercracker does. It's just that he comes on Earth, befriends a dog named Buster, renounces his Decepticon-ness, and becomes a poet. But he doesn't understand Earth prose, so he's a terrible poet.
I mean, that's even more than Chorus did.
No wonder they call you Thundercracker.
Thank you.
No one should have that thing. You want to get it, that's fine. So long as you promise to.
It's a good thing he's not bugged. It's a good thing this isn't Transformers Prime, where Soundwave would be listening to everything they're saying.
Right. So Soundwave is acceptable. It's acceptable for him to be hyper competent.
Well, no, Soundwave was almost always hyper competent. That's something that always just stays with each Transformers thing. Everybody loves Soundwave. And in Transformers Prime, he explicitly has recordings of almost everybody. He basically keeps a whole bunch of recordings of everybody for future purposes, and listens into radio frequencies to find out news and all that stuff. But he himself is completely silent. Which is weird, because in the sequel to Transformers Prime, which is inferior to Transformers Prime in almost every way, they rebuild Soundwave is forced to rebuild himself into something more like his Generation 1 counterpart, and now he talks. I'm just like, okay, look, his voice is probably the sexiest thing ever, sure, but his entire point was the fact that he was silent. You didn't explain why he just suddenly started talking.
That jump was enough to make you want to restart.
Well, no, I got the mystery object.
Oh,
that's what I was aiming for.
Oh, okay. Also, you said something about how after the movies, continuities have generally made Bumblebee silent now.
No, Soundwave. Well, no. After the movies, the Transformers Prime. No, wait. After the movies. Wait, what are you talking about?
You said
Transformers Prime, which is 2010.
Yeah.
Soundwave is silent.
No, I'm not talking about Soundwave. I'm talking about Bumblebee.
Why are you talking about
silent
Bumblebee?
In the movies? Does that
you mean
over?
you mean the whole radio thing?
Yeah.
In Transformers Prime, yeah, he still has the radio thing, but it gets fixed.
Oh, okay then. What about in animated?
In animated, none of that actually mean. He talks. He just talks.
Okay then.
The old Bumblebee was very chatty, which is weird why Michael Bay made that decision.
Because if it's harder to communicate, then he's forced to abandon it as a car rather than as a person.
Okay.
Is my assumption.
But still, I can't forgive the movies. It's I don't know if I said this in previous part, but now that I have
a greater understanding
of the franchise, the movies really are a travesty in so much of what it does.
I do know a major Transformers fan who find the movies.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's basically just accepted it as a different continuity.
Well, that's what we all accept. There are a lot of different continuities. For example, the Gen 1 continuity that everybody loves despite being really flawed, even though it ends, it gets a sequel in the Japanese thing, and that everyone just puts that as an alternate universe continuation. Especially since it's not very good.
Yeah. I mean, when your series has non-consistent quality, that sort of thing probably happens sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is that Japanese Transformers like almost develops into its own kind of series, using its own continuity past certain points. Because Beast Wars happened, and then they made a Japanese dub of Beast Wars that was, I think it was super weird. I might be wrong, but then just like when America was done with Beast Wars, other than with like comics and merchandising, Japan had Beast Wars 2, like the anime, and then they had Beast Wars Neo. They were just like doing stuff like Transformers Victory, Transformers Master Force. They were doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's interesting. Not all the Japanese shows in that era were bad. Some were really hokey, but not bad. I'm actually super interested in looking into Master Force because it's an interesting concept. It's basically where the Autobots and Decepticons, after like so much war, they can't maintain the energy in their bodies, so they actually become, I won't say power-ups, but like suits for humans to transform in. For humans go into them and they transform. And the thing is that they slowly like siphon some life energy from the humans every time they're used, so that they can repower themselves. But in the meantime, new human Decepticons basically are trying to take over the world, and new human Autobots are saving them.
I mean, it would be nice if they're just using the suits, but that doesn't inform their alignment, so the Autobots are taken up by evil people.
I mean, it would, but I mean, we have Shattered Glass for that, where basically Shattered Glass is a universe where everybody's alignments is switched, and it's very interesting. But that what you said, actually, yeah, that would have been cool, but they didn't.
How tall is this city? What's that 10,000?
That's a hole created by the, was it the Ferrotaxis? No, the ship, the Proud Star.
Yeah, but how deep is that hole?
Very deep. Because seriously, I ain't doing any death battle measurements.
Right. I mean, there's nothing to, that's true.
You know what I like? The fact that they show you where the pickups are. Because
you like that?
Well, here's the thing.
I guess it depends on the franchise.
I mean, what after you do. Okay, when I say pickups, I mean the earned pickups. After you do a mission and such, because I hate it when it's like a pickup's here, but it looks that place looks like everywhere else on the map, so you don't know where it is, and just like I just want my reward, guys, come on.
I'm thinking more like Twilight Princess, and it seems to happen in Wind Waker as well, where it's a huge problem with both of those games, where you enter a room, and then the camera zooms over to everything that you need to do within that room. Like there's no puzzle. It's just find what was shown to you.
I think Twilight Princess, I hear that it does better on that front.
Yeah, I hear it does. It doesn't, because people seem to complain more about it happening in Wind Waker than Twilight Princess.
Yeah. So, of course, my thing. I mean, you know which ones we'll sing the praises of at this point if you've been watching for a while. But I hate. One of the things that I absolutely, well, I hate after dungeon syndrome, where you come after dungeon and you're like, now what? And Link's Awakening is filled with that.
Yeah,
but before
Link's Awakening is the worst example of that. Continue.
Before we get to that, there's a difference between the type of Zelda puzzles. There are two types of Zelda puzzles, and I forget exactly how to define them. Can you help me out here?
Find the path, follow the path. Mark Brown, I like using his way of describing them. The type of Zelda dungeons, where one kind of Zelda dungeon is you have to find the correct pathway through the dungeon, and follow the path is where you start on one end and just go in a straight line, and the challenge is executing rather than finding what to do.
I think I like, well, I think that's a bit too simplified, but I think in terms of the stuff, I like follow the path much better than find the path.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Twilight Princess is more or less just you start in one place and you have only one direction to go until the dungeon ends.
Well, no, because remember the forest thing was actually like had directions, 4 directions. When you
Yeah,
went
but
in.
you could only go in one direction each time.
Oh, right. Oh, come on, a heavy attack should be able to break those. And that should be able to break it, whatever.
It's a really strong crystal.
I'm sure us ramming into it like this, well, actually that does look like it has a bit more force. Alright.
Maybe its sides are weaker than its top.
Maybe. That actually would make sense depending on how I hit it with a heavy attack the first time. But that would, but then somebody would have to talk about the composition. Why would that composition even be made like that?
Maybe the force field is strongest at the top and bottom.
Yeah, but that would usually mean that the device creating the force field would be at the top or bottom, or the device creating the force field would have the spark points at the top or the bottom of itself. But we don't see the device creating the force field; we just see the stuff in the force field.
Yeah.
Sick jumps!
That was some.
I got most. Am I gonna bother getting these? Am I still going to try? Well, can't say I'm not determined.
That was probably a yeah. I ain't doing. Oh wow.
I'm going back.
You're very serious.
How
about
did that?
making
How
these.
did that not get it? Seriously. Oh right. I forgot the side, but that's not going to work for something that high. What is my obsession with that?
It's a Wile E. Coyote situation. There's no longer a reason for you to get it other than the fact that you have been trying to get it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try the. Ah, man, I should have jumped. I'm still going for it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, wow. What was my mindset during this point? I was trying. Like, this is fine on a normal playthrough. Well, I did it, so that's good. Oh no.
Are you serious?
No, don't do it. Ah,
Oh
damn
my
it.
goodness.
But like, if this was my own playthrough, then sure, this is fine. But oh wow, I think I noticed like, whoa, this is a alternate path. Like I can just get on there. There's a lot of exploring to do here if you don't want to do the main mission.
Is this an open world game? Does this count as open world?
Sort of. I mean, places open up the more main missions you do, and there is like a huge map. So
Yeah.
and the whole huge map has side missions.
The rubble of New York City.
Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, let's try it again. Position myself correctly. At all, please. Well, let's try it this way then. Since I'm already up here, I'll use a sick jump and. Yep, I'm a genius. Now can we leave? Where am I going? Oh, I'm trying to just get down. Okay, cool.
I find it very hard to believe that wind turbine is strong enough to lift a 1,000-ton transforming vehicle in the air.
Well, the winds, it says it's creating hurricane force winds, just concentrated. So would a hurricane force wind concentrated do that?
Well, yeah, I guess hurricanes do lift trucks and stuff.
Not that I've ever seen it. Man, that must be terrifying.
Yeah, that must be awesome.
Like, oh, you say that, but there's this one video that I saw. Like, huge lightning storms. Where the lightning was like touching the ground near houses and people. It was crazy. It was like the world was going to end on one of those.
Yeah, but we had a huge lightning storm. Did I tell you that my house flooded?
Yeah, you did.
There's a huge lightning storm, and the lightning was so consistent, it was like a disco outside.
And so you went outside.
Oh, no, I am too much of a wimp for that. Basically,
You being too much of a smart person?
yeah, smart person. Basically, I saved my entire house. I was eating. It was 12 o'clock or later, and I said, you know, I'm gonna go to sleep. Well, let me eat this banana first. I ate the banana, and then oh shit, I got to throw it away. Stepped outside my room into water. Oh my goodness! If I didn't go to throw away the banana, our entire downstairs would have flooded out.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we all know the true hero of the story is the banana.
Yeah.
It sacrificed itself to you to warn you. Even though me coming over your house is not an impossibility, but it's implausibility with
I
our
live
current
in the middle of
circumstances.
nowhere.
Yeah, and I don't want to face no King Ramses. Just apart from those, just like if I ever come to the house, there better be a banana shrine or at least a banana tree commemorating
Do we
it.
have a banana? No, we don't.
Wow, you jerks.
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay, you not jerks.